I couldn't say, but probably. Hello, I am Darcy Bits, and joining me once again is
Hey,
B. This is Tomb of the Spider
hey,
Queen. We are playing Azmodan and Leoric, two Diablo bosses. Huzzah! On our
uh,
team is Thrall, a bruiser style. I still put them as an assassin because they were historically. Blaze, a pretty tanky tank with some good setups and execution. And Anduin, a pretty all around good healer. I don't have anything special to say about them. They're just pretty good. Azmodan is a long-range specialist style assassin. I think there's a lot more into their like hero killing
or he's
kit
more of
than
a
there
pusher
used to
than
be.
assassin, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Historically, they were a pusher, so that's why I said specialist style. It's sort
yeah.
of what I've started deciding to call people because I need that distinction in my own mind. And Leoric is a giant killer tank. I don't know if they're technically a bruiser or a tank in role, but they have their main way of healing themselves is by doing percentage based damage to an enemy hero, and I want to be hitting the biggest, beefiest hero I can with that. I will be taking, I think I'll take Consume Vitality, my big AoE swing. You can see the targeting reticle here. Give me 4% of my max health regained as a heal per enemy hero I hit. It also reduces the cooldown, so that should be good. I'm hoping to do some good combos with Azmodan where I use my skeletal swing to do good setups for the Azmodunks. All right.
That's what dogs. I got one actual kill with the dunk, but
Yeah, dunk
I,
kills are pretty hard to do unless you have really good setup. So keep an eye on Blaze. He's got some pretty good setup potential. Um, okay, I'm going to throw down my arm.
uh,
I don't know who I've grabbed, but I have grabbed somebody. We're doing great percentage-based damage. Swing down another swing. There it is. Beautiful. Let's see if we can do anything here. If not, that's fine. Pull back, and let's start doing lanes. Um, but they went in for more for some reason. I'm going to grab them with the arm. It's not enough. Okay. That ability is technically called Drain Hope. Now, how far is your Azmodan? Can you get down to bottom lane? Can you get like where I
let me
am
see the
here?
experiment. I guess see. So no, not really.
Okay, good to know.
Darn, I didn't mean to dunk quite yet. But
Okay. Ooh, I missed with my arm. It's going to be a little bit harder to do stuff there. Did I turn up the main volume? I feel like it's a little louder than usual. So down at the bottom we have Varian and Lily versus Leoric and Anduin. That means it's their bruiser and a healer versus our bruiser and a healer. So that's fun. Rest should be going pretty okay. I see that ETC is alone in the middle on the opposing team, which is potentially not great. Right now I'm getting healed as I kill Varian, so that's great. And I'm dealing with those. So I am missing all the good stuff going on in middle, but I sort of need to commit to what I'm doing here. Now, Leoric actually has a special attack order. When he has a sequence of attacks where he does AoE damage with his basic attacks twice, and then increased damage to a single target once. I'm going to get killed here, so I'm going to start using my E to escape. It is not something I use all the time, but it is quite good. So I'm going to hearth back so that I can be full for when things actually start mattering. At level 4, I will be taking increased skeletal swing range, or do I want to increase my non-damage? I think I want to increase my damage to non-heroes. This will, again, also help me set up those minion waves. So let me know when I'm in lane with you, which I don't know how often it's going to happen, but when I am, let me know sort of if your dunk is soon off cooldown. I'm going to see if I can... I missed. That's fine. I haven't talked about the opposing team yet. We can see that... Oh, hello. I'm being jumped on pretty hard, so I'm going to slip out with my E, throw down this for the heal, and I do get heal with my swing, but it's not going to be enough, and I'm going to die. Unfortunately, I'm dropping 11 gems. I would not go in there if I were you. Anduin. Is that Anduin? Yeah, it is Anduin. Yeah, and Anduin probably get the for it, but yes, they did. I
yeah,
forgot
no,
that
I
I'm
gotta go in
Leoric.
there.
I'm supposed to be doing stuff while I'm dead. My bad. That's Leoric's thing. When he dies, he gets to continue acting as a hero, but he can't do any actual damage. He can do a slow, and he can use an ability that reduces his death timer, both of which are kind of cool, but also you just have the benefit of being able to all right. I don't know what's going on elsewhere, but I do know I'm taking a lot of damage. Ooh, good pull, good pull. I'm going to get my healing out on Varian. It's going to be a little dangerous because he has an Abathur hat. Good kill. So they have turned in 20. We turned in 28. They have 22 left to turn in on hand, whereas we only have another 12 to turn in on hand. Varian's going to try and approach. I missed with my arm. My Drain Hope. That's fine. See if you can dunk these guys. Boom. And I think you still get credit for that one that died after because he has to die within a certain time frame. It's not so strict as to actually need to be the last hit. But I'm not sure if I killed it fast enough or not. We have Lily alone over here. It's not going to amount to much, though, as I am not an assassin. I can do a lot of damage, but only against heroes that are big and chunky. See if we can kill whoever that is. What was that, Sonya? I don't know. I'm going to see if I can grab these gems.
Darn.
And I don't think I can pull anyone off of you. And then I will just slip out myself. Okay. Might as well hurt back. They will probably turn in during this. They have 40 gems to turn in and only require 30. So we should be prepared for that push. If they decide instead to go for a boss, that would be surprising. It's a little early in the game, but they might be doing it. So something we should be aware of as potential.
Yeah, that's said the numbers are going up.
Yeah, exactly. So if you would like, something you can do is basically dunk the boss for the vision. But it looks like, yes, in fact, they are doing that. We can see at the top, they're going for boss. It is almost dead. We want to actually get in onto point and prevent it from going down. Now, if I'm not standing actually on point, it doesn't necessarily work. Looks like we're going to get a team wipe here, though. Good job, everybody. Azmodan we saw earlier, not Azmodan, Abathur we saw earlier was actually at the bottom. Probably not there anymore. Good job. That is going to really help. Once again, probably was not the best time for them to have done that. Can we coordinate a turn-in? We probably can. We have 29 available and only require 18 more. And we've got the boss with the turn-in, something that does not happen very often on the map, but it will be putting us to a very strong start. See if you can dunk that wave. I've set them up without actually killing any of them. There's only 2 left. Don't worry about it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't actually, know super where you are all the time. I'm just like, you can hit them, right? Probably.
Not really.
See if we can kill this ETC. It's not working. How is it going mid? I should probably be on more of a defensive tactic. That's just because, it's good to do so as a tank. Now, I don't need to be the main tank because we have Blaze. I can sort of just be the off tank and do some laning and stuff. I will be taking Drain Hope Range. Drain Hope Range is not super the most important thing, but it can help you keep... It's not just the cast range, but it's also the ongoing range, which can really, really help if you want to make sure you're getting the entire full length of the Drain Hope's duration. The reason we want to make sure we're doing that is not just because the longer it lasts, the better it is, but because later I will be getting a talent which gives me the full value get a bonus value if I get the Drain Hope to its full duration. So I'm planning ahead with that talent. We're going to now get out. And we have our ult. I have taken Entomb. Probably the coolest, maybe not actually the best. It's hard to say. Ult for Leoric. It's really good for setting up kills. Say, hey, you can't leave. Now we there we go. And stops them from going anywhere. That big cage was mine. We have Varian try and jump on me, which is not going to work because I'm going to be draining health from him, both doing percentage-based damage and healing myself at the same time. I now slip out, and we're good. I'm going to hearth back. See if you can dunk the top keep just to knock it down. You should be able to kill
Okay.
it with just 1 or 2 hits. Actually, that might not be true. I don't know how much damage your dunk does. So they have now turned in. We need ready to defend. And we see that Blaze is taking the mercenary camps. We need to help him because they know that he's doing that. Because they can tell that if the camp is still active on the map, it means it's been leashed and people are there. Whereas the rest of the camps you can see have disappeared. So I'm going to see if we can land a good, prevent a good retreat by throwing down the Entomb. There we go. Someone jumped away. Yes, Anya used her level 10 ult to jump out and save herself, which is pretty cool. Normally, you'd want to use that as an engage, not an escape, and she had to use it because I used my ult. So that felt excellent. We see that the mid has gone down already. We want to pull back and actually stop them. Bottom is more important because it has someone pushing with it in the form of Variant. So I'm going to be heading down there. So you can see that does about half damage to the minion wave, and then that does about the other half. So if we can do that in the other order, we can get some really good stacks for you. We gotta make sure that Anduin doesn't die. We were not able to. And there goes the thing. Do you have your dunk ready?
Yep.
Okay, hit these guys.
All right, let's go.
Boom.
Hey, nice.
And that's how we start doing it. We want to mine that quest as best we can. See if we can do this bottom camp, though.
Okay, sure.
If I can maneuver these, I might be able to get them to bunch up a bit better, so that I can hit them with both of my auto attacks. So my auto attack does AoE damage. We see middle is getting pushed pretty hard. If you want to pull back and start helping them before I do, that might be useful. I'm going to take, what's the one? Drain Hopes. Cooldown is reduced for every 1 second is active. So yes, once again, the longer we can keep the Drain Hope up, the more often we can use it. So the extended range is going to help that be true. Everyone's down there? Cool. Oh, wait, did you see Abathur's down there? Did you see the actual body in the cocoon? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to throw down another means to try and trap this guy. Excellent, excellent, good. Yeah, you're actually great at, like, sniping Abathur's because he can't. If you can find him, you can, like, dunk him from a distance without him noticing that you're, like, got eyes on him. I mean, now you can realize that you know he's there, which is great. We're going to throw down this. Very good. I'm going to clean these up. Get those coins. Looks like ETC's going to make it out, which is fine. We should pull back. I mentioned earlier about different pings and stuff to you. Just hitting V, wherever your cursor is, there'll be a retreat ping.
Okay, cool.
We all need to turn.
Yeah, I've actually done that by intending to press B, and yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't use B for what is B? Is it Hearth? Yeah. See if I can. I think you might have gotten credit for those. I'm not entirely sure. This seems like a risky proposition, but let's do it.
Okay.
Important thing is that we keep. I don't know how much range you have. If you, with your like laser and like auto attacks and stuff, if you can get vision in that bush, that might be great because we'll want to know that they're jumping us. Just the one that they're going to be jumping in from. Now, if you dunk from here, they can see where it traveled from and know we're doing this. Doesn't matter because we've just succeeded. So we should be able to push. Or did we already get this keep? We already got this keep. Never mind. And now we can get the turn in with boss because I have the remaining 3 needed. Wow, isn't that amazing? Lily's on her own. Well, I guess she's not actually on her own, but she's on her own enough. Good hit.
Yeah, I got some stacks.
Okay.
But yeah, now I can't hit this wave.
It's fine.
Yeah.
See that there's mercs pushing down our fort?
Yeah, I will go.
But our spiders are actually still doing quite well. They haven't taken damage yet. That's great. We can see on the minimap that the Abathur, I think this monstrosity is there, but you can also see there's a symbol that represents his hat on the minimap, which is great. That was something they added not that long ago, maybe 2 years,
Nice.
which was a nice little addition. I will be taking Crushing Hope. That's the one I've been talking about. If I can hold the full duration of my Drain Hope, I do an additional 15% of the target's maximum health as burst damage, which can really surprise someone who has been used to how much damage they've been taking the entire rest of the game. So, the full duration of my Drain Hope will be doing, I don't know, a lot. I should add that up. How much does it do? And it has no cooldown now, because I took the ability that made my Drain Hope's cooldown reduced the longer I hold it. Okay, we'll use it just as a way of holding people back and not actually using it to get a kill. It's one of my favorite parts of that ult is that it's so versatile. Mostly you're going to want to use it for setting up kills, but you don't have to use it that way. You can use it to put a wall up to prevent your team from dying instead.
Yeah, nice.
Very nice. Okay, let's gonna get rid of this monstrosity. You should also be able to get a... No, maybe I did. I think I do too much damage now. I'm actually killing things outright with my own swing. And that resets the stacks that Abathur has stacked up with his monstrosity and means that he has to cast it again. I missed with my arm, which is a shame. We want to move so that we can body block, but she's not going that direction, and she does down. See if we can group these ones up. I'm going to throw down another AoE there. Some good stuff. That's a tank. Don't care too much about that. I'm going to turn in my gems instead. We have 22 on hand, which if we turn them all in will bring us up to 43, which is not enough. Let's do another 20 after that. That's okay. I've already turned in. I don't know why I'm standing here. Recruiting those mercenaries would be wise. I accidentally used my W, not intentional. Just the Drain Hope. I always find it weird how like it's super common to refer to everything by their buttons, which is very convenient from a how long it takes to say standpoint, but also really inconvenient from a...
What does that actually do?
Yeah, what does that do? I don't have that memorized. Saw a Locust come from over here. It's a good opportunity. Not opportunity. Locusts are the main way of figuring out where an Abathur is hidden. Very good pull, but it looks like it didn't work because Blaze went back in immediately. I'm just gonna throw down this cage, set up a kill. Ooh, yeah, get those dunks.
Hey, got my greed.
Okay, and that should finish it off. We can probably push to win here, but let's play the safe game and not. Or we could, whatever. I don't care. Is there like some ability that I don't know actually where these locusts are coming from? There might be like a... Oh, look at all of these minions for your stacks. I believe your quest has infinite stacking, so hitting that does not actually mean you need to stop.
Well, it maxes out at 400, it seems.
Does it actually max out, or is it just that... Oh, yes, it maxes out at 400 and you're at like 200?
Yeah, but also I'm only at 218.
Alright, so if I turn in right now, that'll bring us up to, I think, 50, so that's not enough. But we do have enough on hand if everyone turned in.
Yeah, so I guess I'll turn in then.
I am going to be taking Buried Alive. My Entomb now silences people as long as they're in the area. It is effectively, not in it, but like, it's effectively a 4-second silence if you can keep the enemies in the area, which is kind of brutal.
My D has infinite range. That's nice.
Oh, is that the summon guy?
Yeah, summon the. Well, I have a W that summons a guy, but also the D summons like a guy that's specifically killing minions.
A different guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see if they are over here. Yes, they are.
Yeah.
I can one-on-one really well because of my heal and do damage at the same time ability. The important thing is that no one else shows up on their team to try and kill me.
Yeah.
No one showed up to help Sonya, so we got this free camp.
Yeah,
you can also swing in and jump in from this side, sort of pincer them here. Hello, Lily. How are you? And I'm going to throw down my Entomb so they cannot give chase to the rest of the team.
It looks like the course could go down just for minions.
Very well it could, especially with those mercenaries pushing that we were able to steal. And we're getting more mercenaries. The enemy team has now reached to level 20, so we both have our late game talents. I'm going to see if I can hold off the retreat. And here we go. Core is now done. GG.
Oh, we have enough to... Yeah. We could have even done another spiders if we wanted to.
We were 2 coins away, yep. Or 2 gems.
Yeah.
I call everything gems and I call everything coins. So, very, very good. Yeah. Now, I don't know what the statistics on sort of like expected average times to finish quest, but you did finish the quest for the end of the game, so
yeah.
That's the first step.
Well, yeah. I finished the first quest, or I didn't max it out, but like I did the.
Yeah, but you got the like the big reward, right? You want to get that first bump.
Yeah.
We see that you have 88,000 siege damage, which is very, very nice. It is a strong pushing map, so it helps directly. Other maps, all maps it's important, but this is sort of one that's especially so.
Like, yes, yeah.
Hero damage can still be improved, but you're not focusing on that, so it makes sense. And we see Thrall, 72. Leoric here, 60,000 damage. And that's the funny thing about my damage score is that it's mostly damage that doesn't actually result in a kill. It's like you did a bunch of percentage-based damage to a warrior, and the warrior healed through it because they're the warrior. So, kind of a misleading number, but it does put pressure on them, and then they have to use up all their resources to heal. So it still has value. It just doesn't have kill value.
Yeah.
Which is part of the reason why I might have had very high damage, even though that doesn't mean that I'm doing better than the assassin, because it's not allocated where you really want damage. You want damage on the squishies, and I can't do that very well. All right.
I'll say it feels nice to be on the winning team for once. Given, like,
what are you talking about? We've always won.
Yeah.
I say, as someone who edits the videos. Go watch those games where we do like 3 chill games in a row that we win. It's great.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that time. or the time last time where we won every single game. Yeah.
Yeah, for listeners at home, last night we had kind of a losing streak as Cho'Gall. But the last games that actually went to the YouTube, those were like three wins in a row, I think. No, it was 3 games in a row. I think 2 of them were wins. It was a good little set. I like that set.
Yeah. I'm gonna go off for just a few moments, but I'll be back in like 3 minutes, I guess.
It used to be a lot harder to dodge, but now the targeting shows up a lot sooner than it used to. I think. Like it used to be like, no matter how far you threw it, the targeting reticle would show up like a second before it landed, and now it's like as soon as you throw it, it shows up or something like that. So it's a lot easier to dodge at long range. Something like that. I don't know if that's entirely true, but it's close.
We have a Templar unit on our team.
We do. Look how fancy. Look how fancy that Phoenix is.
That's Phoenix, right? Yeah.
Phoenix.
All
right, so we are spawning on Volskaya Foundry.
Okay. That's
the map about getting... Right? This is a 3-lane map.
Oh, yeah.
Each lane has an associated control point. When the objective spawns, one of the 3 points will become active. You need to hold the point by standing within it. It's a massive point. It's not like one of those small ones on Braxis or on, whatchamacallit, Dragonshire. It is a big rectangular area that you can fight on. You have to hold that point, and once you do, you get the Triglav Protector, which is a piloted boss like the dragon, except that it needs 2 people. 1 person is the only person required to use it, but there's a second suite of abilities for the second person who joins.
Oh, nice.
We have on our team. Is this loading? I don't see any loading happening. Am I the one not connected?
I had a game like that too, where like no one was loading for like minutes.
Is that true on your side as well, or is it just me?
Yeah, no one's loaded for me either.
Okay.
But obviously we're connected to the internet because otherwise...
Well, if you were loading everything and I wasn't, then it would be like, well, I'm not seeing any loading because I'm not loading, right? But anyway, Volskaya Foundry. We have on the opposing team Raynor, Vala, Kael'thas, Stitches, and Butcher, which are Raynor as a very sort of lane-focused assassin, has good sustain and good sort of sustained damage, I believe the term usually is. Vala is sort of similar, a bit burstier with her damage, but she also is sort of that sustained style of assassin where you want to be like keeping on the same target over a long period of time and whittling them down, as opposed to like big bursts like Kael'thas, who is a mage style assassin. Big setup and executes. He has a stun, he has a big blow bomb, and he's got the living bomb, which will pass on to other enemies if they're standing too close when it detonates. Stitches is their tank, who is a very good engaging hero in as much that he will pull somebody with his hook to the team for a setup. So he's good at isolating individual targets. You can avoid this by having minions between you and Stitches, because he needs a perfectly clear line to a hero. If he hits a minion, the minion will be pulled instead. And Butcher is also a really strong auto-attacking hero. So they have a very, very assassin focus.
Butcher doesn't have a hook, does he?
Butcher does not have a hook. Instead, his two things. One, he has a very strong engage because he can choose a target, become unstoppable, and charge at them, which means you can't stun him off of the target on his way there. And he has enhanced movement speed during that time. I think once again I will take Consume Vitality. It's not my favorite, but I think it's actually pretty fun. And it seems to be working pretty well for me right now. On our team, we have Leoric as sort of a bruiser-style tank, Mei as a tank, and Sonya as another bruiser tank. We also have Phoenix for our sort of auto attack, and actually does kind of both. Does kind of both an auto attack assassin and a bursty assassin, as well as Azmodan, who is good at pushing lanes, as well as getting some big burst damage if you can get a setup. What we're noticing is that the entire opposing team is all assassins except for one tank, and our team is all tanks except for 2 assassins. So,
wait, am I the assassin? Or,
you are one of our 2 assassins, according to the matchmaker. Now, this does mean that they have a worse laning potential than us, potentially, because we gotta make sure that Living Bomb doesn't hit anybody. It hit Phoenix.
Oh, that almost...
And it hit Sonya. So we see that Raynor is pushing bot. What we want to do probably is really, really focus on our lanes, because they're going to have some really strong burst potential. That said, we have a bit more survivability than their team does. So we might be able to set this up. How close are you to this wave up here? Do you see this wave that I'm next to?
Yeah.
All right, let's start going in on it.
Yeah, I can...
Boom. Got that Butcher. And he heals anytime he attacks me if I have the brand. But he wasn't able to get through all that. Very good. I will be hurting back because it's faster way of healing. And then probably we'll need to deal with Raynor. Okay. So if Raynor doesn't get dealt with, then I should be heading bottom. Otherwise, I probably want to go top. We see that Sonya is going to head top instead. So yes, will in fact be heading to the bottom lane. We can use some conveyor belts to speed up our travel. And I'm going to throw down this for some damage. It doesn't super matter, but, you know, every little point of damage adds up, slows people down, makes them have to do stuff. I'm going to pull back to bring forward these melee units and then our ranged units and see if we can actually get stuff for that. So we're seeing at this point in the game, we are not able to just clear an entire wave, just the 2 of us in one ability each. So to really maximize your dunks, you're going to want to sort of either take 2 dunks to do what you need to do, or sort of wait a bit or do some auto attacks to whittle down the opposing side.
Yeah.
Or wait for mine. What's the cooldown on your dunk, by the way?
It is 10 seconds.
Alright, so it's about the same. If you can dunk these, you can probably get them. I'm just going to try and stay off of them. There's like 5 down here. I don't know how much that's worth to you. Now there's only 4 because the enemy team is... Not the enemy team. The enemy, like, minions is really wrecking them. And I died. Ooh. Ooh. I did not expect to die there. Dang.
Oh, well, thankfully you are Leoric and you are immortal.
Yep. I'm hanging out. So, we want to get ready for the objective. We can take this conveyor belt. Ooh, I don't think I get affected by it when I'm a ghost, interestingly enough.
Oh, well, I mean, that makes sense. You're a ghost.
I'm a ghost. not sure why he turns into a ghost. Someone just thought it was a cool design concept, and they were right. It's very fun.
Yeah.
So we see Stitches has gone down, and Butcher is doing not great, and then falls as well. There's 3 out of the 5 of them are down on the enemy team, whereas all of us are up. We see Sonya's going to retreat for a heal while we hold the point. We have quite a ways to go before we can actually get that point down, or maintain the point, so we want to make sure, as long as no one leaves the point, you're really good at standing on it because you have long enough range to affect stuff at the same time, but the rest of us are going to want to be holding down the different sort of entries in here so that they aren't able to even get to the point, like Vala here. We're at 70%, which I believe, I don't actually know what that equates to. On Alterac Pass, the timer is just actually a timer. It doesn't have a percentage of point. Instead, it just says how many seconds is left, and I super appreciate that. We see Stitches is coming in. I'm throwing down this. It is enough time for us to grab it.
Should I get the robots?
I don't know. Do you want to get in a robot?
Yeah, sure. I guess I'll get in the robots.
Yeah, all right. Now, the downside of that is, yeah, so 2 people have already gotten into it. The downside of you being in the robot is that you can't get your dunks on. You want to capitalize on what Phoenix is doing here. That's some nice dunks. We can also see that Stitches is going to be pushing down, trying to actually do some stuff. Thank you for the pull pushes, Stitches, because I wanted to drain your health, because it heals me. Yeah, wait for him to set up and then dunk. You sort of watch their health drain. Okay, I've been stunned. I'm going to hold away from people so that I don't... Dang, I didn't make it out. That's fine. He's going to go down anyway. Now, something that you can do when you're playing Leoric is get really, what's the word? Not complacent, but just be a little less careful than you would be, and you just shouldn't. Like, be careful. Like, don't die just because you know you're going to turn into a ghost. So I want to make sure I'm spawning somewhere safe, and we're going to throw down a slow to try and help out our Li Ming there. Not Li Ming, our Mei. Last name forgotten. I don't know what her last name is. Wow. I'm going to be taking the same thing again, I think, which will be increasing my range. Right now, I'm in sort of a bad situation. Luckily, Stitches has shown up and said, "Hey, I'd love you to steal my health," and I appreciate that. When I use my E to sort of turn into a temporary ghost and move around, it leaves my physical body where I was when I cast it, and then when I reactivate it, I teleport to where the ghost has moved. What this means is that the physical body can be damaged, but also, if I have used my W, the Drain Hope Grabby Arm, it will continue as if I was standing in that location as far as its range is considered. When I reactivate, it will try to move to where I am now standing, which can be interesting. We see they have taken mercs at the top. If we want to take our mercs, Phoenix seems to be doing that. That would be a good way of repelling them without us having to actually, be up there repelling them. We have our mercs do it. And Phoenix is not taking them super, super fast. I don't know what your dunk is, but if you have it, you can probably take some of these down. No, it's not going to work anymore. It's too late. They have gotten to the fort, and the fort is killing them. So don't worry about that.
All right.
Great. I pull back. And we've hit level 10. I will be taking this game. I think I will be taking March of the Black King. Is it the better one? Probably not. Probably we do want Entomb because they have some squishy assassins that we could try to capitalize on. But I've been finding myself very low on health recently, and therefore... You want to dunk this ball? Nah, you wouldn't be able to make it. Never mind. Don't worry about it.
I should.
Boom. Killed Vala.
I'm going to try the different ults. Oh.
Drop this mid-wave. Yeah, that's good. Excellent.
Nice.
And 20 seconds before the point spawns, so I'm going to go back. That should be about how long it takes to heal and get to point. If you want to do some farming of your quest, that's great. But otherwise, it's time to head up. You are a relatively slow character in that... You can mount just like anyone else, so that's like fine. You don't have that slowing down. By the way, which mount did you take? Are you using? Yeah, you're using the little fire feet. That's great. I love that mount. That's so funny. You did not need to do it that way. You can get on a mount, but he has like a custom special mount. I have now been eaten by Stitches, but Stitches got immediately stunned and therefore had no time to actually deal with that, which is excellent. We can see a pretty massive fight going down. I will be using my charge to get a little bit of heal. And then that is my ult. It's not a very impressive, visually not a very impressive ult. So I think some people don't really notice that it is an ult without being pointed out. We can see I'm getting a little bit of healing off of Vala there. I need to go back though, so I'm going to hide in the corner and perf out when hopefully no one can see me. I see that you're on the point. You both are a tank and a person with a lot of health. Azmodan's interesting in that he's not a tank, but he does have a large health pool, so he can sort of do some off-tanking if he needs to. But really, if he ever gets caught out, he should get out of there. He does not have the means of escaping any bad situation.
Yeah, it's me being on here like makes it go faster, right? Or
no, it does not.
Okay.
The number of people on the point does not change anything except for how easy it is to hold. I think I will be... We want to try and remove this turret because turrets do surprisingly a lot of damage. And the Triglav is ours.
Yeah, why don't you all get in there?
I'm going to be grabbing the stitches because I'm doing percentage-based damage and now he's dead.
Oh, that was almost a
Now, the timer is ticking down before we even get in, so therefore we do want to be getting in as quickly as possible. I will take my talent later because I don't really need it yet. The suite of abilities are our Q is a big wind-up. Our W does constant damage wherever our cursor is. And then our E draws a line in sand, which then explodes. Okay. So this is good for hitting heroes, and this is good. Effectively, the W becomes the auto attack. It is this rapid fire thing that you basically cannot avoid because it just targets exactly where your cursor is without really much travel time. Throw down another line. We can see we have 23 seconds left and 14% of our health remaining in the tree glove. We are going to be prepared to get out of here, so I'm going to throw down a line so that it's hard for them to follow. But we're going to be getting... So we see... Oh, Mei is in not a great situation. They have been eaten by Stitches, and therefore we should be trying to get ready to save her life. Can we do it? We have 2 seconds left in the tree glove. And Mei is being targeted, but she makes it out alive. Very, very good. Now, I think Sonya is on something with taking these mercenaries. They will have a strong pushing potential, especially because if you steal the opposing mercenaries, what usually happens is it kind of just, they throw themselves against a fort and die without any minion backup, but our minions are pushed that far, so it is actually quite good. I'm going to see if those counted for you. I think I probably killed them fast enough that it counted.
It did count, yeah.
So if you aren't able to do it one way and then the other, you can still, if you're fast enough, make that work. We can see that I now have a bomb on me. I'm going to try and stand in a location where I don't hit anybody, and now I'm going to get out of here because I'm taking a lot of damage from the actual fort. Okay, we have a slight level advantage, which is good. I still have not taken my talent from level 13 because I was in the Trigger Glove at the time and thought it was not as important since I would not be using it. I will be taking Unyielding Despair again. Is it the best one? No. Is it my favorite? Yes. And when I say it's the best one, no, it does not necessarily mean that it is worse than anything else. It just means I can't confidently say it's the best. I will be taking Crushing Hope now that we have hit... Oh, we hit... What? Oh, okay. I was 2 talents behind, apparently. I didn't notice until... Actually, no, we just hit 16. Okay. We have a lot of pushing potential, which is really offsetting things, I think, in our favor, I should say. We see Stitches is waiting. We want to be a little careful because he's going to try and eat one of us and pull us through this gate. If you would like to get some good dunks, bottom lane is piling up in the opposing team's favor, so you can probably get like 10 minions in one dunk. Something to think about. Now, can your dunk kill them? I don't actually know. But it's something to consider. We see that Mei has been eaten by the opposing Stitches. I'm trying to knock this wall down for the sake of getting her out fast, but she died first before I could knock the wall down, so time to go. We see that Sonya's gone. We are retreating. And I'm going to see if I can capitalize on that dive of Butcher. Shouldn't, and I'm dying in the process. Great. I'm going to grab... I died. Yeah. Alright. So, the access terminal is up in 20 seconds. I should be able to revive by then. we can see that I have a sort of weird overlay. It says 30 seconds, but also there's a timer, and it will be going down as I suck the souls of people. So, can I get up? No. 9 seconds remaining. I'm not going to be able to do it that fast. There is a little meter at the side telling me how much time I've saved. I have certainly saved 8 seconds on this.
Hey, I got my quest and I got pulled. And I got eaten.
I'm going to keep on you so that I can respawn right next to you. There we go. And we're going to go in with our ult, get that kill, and try and hold this guy down. Looks like you're being killed, so luckily they had to turn around, which is excellent. See if I can do some body blocking so that they can't get away. See if we can get a dunk here.
Too far.
That's fine. Still get the minions. That's the important part, probably. And we dodge that. The bottom terminal is the actual one that is up. I did not even realize. I thought it was mid for some reason. So we need to head down and help out Sonya. We are 1 level behind. Let's see if we can get that last little bit of experience in lane. While we wait for the rest of the team to show up. Very good. That should do the trick. Alright. We're going to have to clear top. What? Take care. Phoenix has to clear top. Which makes sense. I think that is the correct call. I'm going to throw down my AoE damage and now my heal. Sorry, you're probably going to take the exploding bomb. And I'm also dead. You can see that they have one of those. I'm going to avoid that combat situation because when I respawn, I don't want to be in the middle of all of it.
That makes sense.
Even though if I was in there, I could be reducing my death timer, and that would probably be better. I can also apply a minor slow while I'm dead to help people retreat. Okay, I'm almost done my death timer, so I'm going to be trying to retreat to a safe location. Minor slow there. Ooh, yes, good job using Unstoppable to mitigate that lamb to the slaughter. And we're back. We are once again level behind. We just met the level, but we're still almost a full level of experience behind. See if we can dunk these ones here. Oh, I've got a bomb on me. Got a couple of them. All right. So Triglav we're in defense mode. That's fine. That's part of the game. You gotta defend sometimes. Can I do this on this guy? I can. So I'm doing percentage-based damage to the Triglav Protector. This is great. I didn't know I could do this. Because it counts as a hero, as opposed to other bosses which do not count as heroes, such as the Immortals. So we're able to knock this thing down very quickly. I'm going to throw in my ult so that I'm in position when they pop. And teleport out of the way to avoid that Butcher. So we see that we drop their Triglav very fast. The Phoenix is doing consistent damage. The Phoenix ult, not Phoenix the character, is doing consistent damage to our keep and preventing us from moving out. I need to take my level 10. I'm going to take level 10 Death March. This means that when my ult finishes, which is me taking a bunch of swings with my hammer, mace, it's a mace I think technically, very weirdly designed mace, but that's what they're calling it, so that's what it's called. When I am done that, any nearby enemy heroes will be affected by my Drain Hope. So I start healing and doing percentage-based damage to all of them. Do we actually want to do this? Probably not. I just wanted to make sure they weren't doing it.
I gotta turn my fire feeds.
So we can see that they're taking these mercs right now. There's too many of them. We can't actually hope to actually like deal with that.
Yeah, well, I can like put dunk there and
you do it quest per X just for hitting, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So this is a massive fight to the point where we need to just like get out. Like it's just not going to work otherwise. Okay, we can probably do this with all of our ults available. You can see that I've got Drain Hope on 3 of the different heroes, which is excellent. I am going to throw down another Drain Hope on Vala to continue healing. And there we go. Very, very strong. Phoenix is going down as an ult, not as a character. That is confusing. I wish that wasn't in the game. Um, I'm glad Phoenix is in the game. Phoenix is a cool hero. People wanted him for a very long time. He came out after Kael'thas was already in the game. I still think it's really odd that there's literally 2 abilities named Blizzard now, because Mei now has an ability called Blizzard, and Jaina always did back in the day. We see that Mei has been eaten by Stitches, so we're going to want to be in the area to see if we can save her. Is it going to work? Probably not, but we can try. She's no longer here, so we want to get as fast as possible so I don't respawn in a bad situation. So, how is the state of the game? We are equal in level, but they are almost a full level in experience ahead of us. We see that we have pushed more forts than they have, but only barely. Actually, that's not true. They've taken 1 and we've taken 3. Yeah. And we just got those mercs. Very good. They got the middle merc. The middle merc is a camp that drops an item, which you may activate if you are holding it. We can see currently Stitches is holding it, as indicated by the icon next to his name. I have a bomb on me. Great. See if we can bait these guys. It's not going to happen. That's fine. The Triglyph is available again. I'm going to grab my well before heading down there. And then on my way. If they push down this fort, that's less of a big deal than if we get the thing. We do know that Sonya is not with us, though, so we're going to want to be a little careful. Now, standing here does not actually do anything for me. We need to fight. It's still ticking up for them if you look at the meter. So, we need to actually drive them off the point. So, Raynor's now at the point. You can see the orange or red or whatever color is on your screen meter dropping down, and now it is in our favor. So, as long as someone is standing in here, it counts towards us, even if the opposing team is also standing in here. Okay, I'm going to throw down my heal. Oh, it wasn't enough, and I'm dead. Crap. I really thought that was going to heal fast enough for that to be in it, for that to work. It is not. We see that 2 of us are dead, and the opposing team has a full team. So we're going to want to play defensively. If we recall last time, we were able to burst down the trigger very, very quickly. So this is less about them getting one and more about us being denied, probably. And I've almost respawned. Now, do we want to actually engage here? It's possible we can still do this, but we really want to wait for our full team before we go in, and Mei is dead. Now, they've also lost one of their characters. It is Vala. I recommend not listening to Mei. Just because you're full up does not mean you should go in there. It's bad advice.
Yeah.
Ooh, he got a shield somehow. That's cool.
But I'm full loaf.
Life. Alright, cool. So, once again, I'm going to try and get the Triglav with my spooky arm, which worked until he knocked me backwards. Very good call on his part. On its part. On the robot's part. I don't know. Raynor and Stitches. That ability was used by Stitches, I believe, and therefore I can comfortably say that he did it. I'm moving forward with my ult. It's going to apply a spooky arm. Drain Hope on him. I'm going to throw down a second one, so I'm draining him twice. I don't know if it actually stacks like that. It probably doesn't. But it does continue the duration. And we can see that the Protector has been terminated. Butcher is coming in to try and kill me. He had to retreat immediately after reaching me because I had been pulled back far enough, so that's good. Once again, we look at the state of the board. We can see that we have all of our keeps and one of our forts, and they have only 2 of their keeps and 1 of their forts. So we are in slightly better position, but not much. As you can see, the bottom fort is about to, or keep is about to go down. The distinction between keeps and forts are the ones closest to the core are the keeps, basically. We can probably kill this butcher. There you go. No reason to make any risky plays, though. And now I'm dead because Stitches was able to grab me.
Ah, darn.
So the team is pretty much entirely gone. And I'm just going to use my spooky arm and try and heal. Okay. You made the 378 stacks. Dang. Good job. You're in the stacks mine. Or the annihilation mine? The annihilation mine. Excellent. You see that she's... Oh, she's dead. She can't get a heal. She's dead. Don't stand next to her. I meant May. I don't know if that was clear. I realized I didn't say that out loud. Okay, I'm about to respawn. I'm going to try and stand somewhere that I can...
Eden.
I see that. Okay, we're going in, and it's not going to be enough. But we do have some pretty good damage on these. But it's not going to be enough. I'm going to try and get out. I'm on fire! I'm going to die. Oh, that's bad of me. Should not be dying so much. Now, can they actually push to the win, though? They should be able to. They're 2 levels up, and most of us are dead. But they're not finishing it. They're not finishing it. We do see catapults are doing actual damage, and we're starting to take real core damage here.
I was so close to 400 too.
So close to 400.
Yeah.
GG. Stay safe.
Yeah, stay safe. You know, it was a GG. I'll say GG. I mean, you should say GG every time, but like, also that was a GG.
Well, it's funny, right? Etiquette is so interesting in that, like, we say GG. I think. I mean, the first place I ever saw it was like StarCraft matches where you're playing against someone and you're like, you know what, good game, and you leave because you forfeit the remainder of the game. But here, your chat is only read by your team. Yeah. So if everyone on the team might be like, man, we got wrecked. That sucked. And you don't really need to say GG. Like, you can just be like, yeah, we got wrecked. Next one. I think that was a good game. I'm going to open a loot chest just quick, like, because I have it. Why not? Yeah. It's all commons. I'm going to re-roll. And we're going to get an epic. What do we have here? It's a spray of Stitch's face, I think. Calavera de Puntos. Okay. Great. I'm going to ready up again. Alright. Very cool. I don't know how long that game was. I'm not sure if the scaling was stronger because it was a longer game or if you were landing those more often. Couldn't say. We were certainly in a position where we could have one that I think, partially me being a little bit less cautious, I think, was part of it, but also there are some pretty good power stakes on the opposing team, if I recall correctly.
Yeah. I'm enjoying Azmodan. He's not what I expected. I expected like more. I expected just to be able to like sit in the middle and like shoot fireballs at both lanes, but like
yeah, I think it used to be more like that than it is now, but yeah. If you'd like to ready up and go.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
Get another game here. Ugh.
So it begins.
Unlike most heroes, they have better maps than others.
Yeah.
This is why, you know, a lot of people really like the draft mode of the game.
Yeah.
You can look at the map, you can look at your enemy team, you can look at your allies' team, and you can make an informed decision.
Yeah.
As opposed to just being thrown into a situation.
Actually, hold on a second. Maybe we should do drafts.
I mean, we could do that. We're probably not going to get these heroes, and I want to make a video.
I could play Jaina, or but you need to stream that. Yeah,
that doesn't matter. It's like that's a bad reason. Yeah, let's show off some draft.
Yeah.
So we can do ranked or unranked. I don't know what the rules for ranked are. Are you allowed to ready up here or not? Party members are not eligible to play. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you can't 50 to play Storm League, so I guess unranked.
So we can rip and ranked. Unranked, I mean. Yeah. Unranked draft. So we're going to see that there is, you can select what type of roles you prefer, your main role and your off role. If you wish, you can not say so as well if you want to tell everyone that you're happy doing anything. This is something they added not too long ago, probably within the last year. Maybe that's true. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe that's like last January.
Yeah, I'll put
and we're going to see the map. There's I don't know if there's a specific. I don't think there's a specific map pool. In ranked, there's a limited pool of maps, and that rotates every season. I don't know how long a season is.
Cool.
But I think Unranked is the full pool, just like quick matches. So we can see that usually what I do...
Because, like, it shifts the meta, which is cool.
Yeah, so there's some thoughts, right? One is, I don't know how many heroes you're comfortable playing. If it's a limited number, then you're going to potentially get locked out of your choice if someone else picks it, or if it gets banned or something like that.
I mean, I could play Malfurion or Joanna. It's like that's like two different roles. So I'm not familiar with. I'm as familiar with them as I am with like Jaina.
Sure.
But like or even
the other thing I was going to say is you can play someone who is very like a safe pick. Usually when I play, I do the first pick on my team because I like to play Johanna, and she is good in every situation. She's just an all-around solid tank without being exceptional in any field, and that gives a lot of everyone else the opportunity to actually play off of decisions, right? You can't draft based on the enemy team's picks if they haven't picked anything yet. You can't draft off of your own team's picks unless you're like having very good communication on the team and you already know what you're planning on picking, which does happen. You can show your pick early without actually locking in, and only your team will see it.
Cool.
I don't remember if there's any sort of order to picking or not. I think originally there was like a pick order, and you had to pick in your order, which was really weird. And I think in Team League that wasn't the case because the implication was that you're on a team and you can coordinate. And I think they just removed that, if I recall correctly. Now, I have no idea how long the queue normally is. It's saying approximately 110 seconds, and it's been 130, so we should probably be in a game relatively shortly. I don't know what the community size is for the unranked draft. Obviously, the more different search queues that exist, the more fragmented the community gets as far as
and also it's like it has to be like the people who want draft but can't do like ranked drafts. It's probably like
some people like unranked better than ranked just because there's less pressure.
Oh yeah, and also more creativity. You can be more creative. You don't have to be like all meta.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So it depends on your sensibilities. Like, I don't care how low my ranking gets, so I just play ranked usually. But if you really care about keeping your ranking and not having a drop, you might be like, well, I'm not super comfortable with this hero, so I'm going to do some unranked and try and get used to them or whatever. That kind of stuff. So, hard to say. There is also, of course, that we could super surprise people with like a Cho'Gall thing if it's appropriate. Cho is one of those drafts that is very strong if you have correctly read the situation and drafted them when they are a viable, strong pick. But if you just choose Cho'Gall like in the first draft window, you just get countered really hard and you lose. Yeah, like it's. So there's that. So Leo was fun. I haven't played Leo in a while. I like Leoric a lot. He is very weird as a tank in that he doesn't do the stuff I'm used to doing, but he has a lot of self-healing, and he can sort of do this like side assassin thing where he like actually can dish out a lot of damage.
Nice. Or he's like a giant killer, right? Or
yeah, he's a giant killer. So it's not even that I can sort of do the assassin role, because you kind of can't. The stuff you want to do as an assassin is usually burst down the squishies. And what Leo is doing is going, well, I'm going to trade with the other tanks. So if two tanks fight, Leoric usually wins that fight, which is just a sort of a nice position to be in. We are spawning on Crystallo. Not spawning yet, you know what I'm saying? Crystallo. We get the first ban. Who is the banner today? It seems that the banning on our team is Morgax. Great. Morgax is banning. You see there's 3 bans. I believe, if I recall correctly, 2 bans happen now, and the third one happens after the third pick.
Who's assigning these bans?
Morgax is banning. It says in the middle on our team. You can see the little
the crown. Yeah.
Crown there represents sort of who is the like team leader kind of thing as determined by the game. We can see the opposing team is Becquerel, which is that a Homestuck reference, or was the Homestuck reference
my name out? Oh, it's the boost, I guess. Yeah.
The logo next to him, yes, that is represented. You have a stim pack or a boost or whatever they called it. It used to be called stim packs, and they changed it. Yeah. So we can show, hey, what we're interested in. I'm going to just tentatively show Leo, just because I do kind of think that'd be fun to keep playing him.
Sure.
And we can sort of see if you have a pick, you can just confidently be like, I want to do this. Then the rest of the team can sort of play around that pick, as opposed to everyone having blank.
Should I show Azmodan or?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
This will inform the rest of the team's decisions, as opposed to if you don't give them any information to go off of, then they can't pick. We can see two of our teammate have chosen the flex role symbol. I believe that's what that represents. Flexible. So they're going to fill whatever role we don't have covered. We don't have a support, so we found, or a healer, so we see that Cannon went healer as right wing. Valera and Li Ming are also, I think those are still probably fine to go off against. You're going to find Valera is a strong stealth assassin, and Li Ming is a good long-range assassin. I think I'm pretty happy with what we have. Unfortunately, I don't know if I want to be picking early because of tanking, but I think I will. I think that shouldn't be an issue. We probably don't want you to lock in, and I think Lunara will first because it goes into priority sequence.
Oh, sorry. Oh, you say you don't want me locking in, or?
I think it's fine. I think you're more of a interesting case that people would go, ooh, how do I try to counter that? But I think that's also true for Lunara. Lunara is a very good assassin, but is very reliant on her auto attacks and very reliant on her poison damage. If you can somehow mitigate one or the other of those, she's a lot harder to deal with. We see that Deathwing has been banned, which, now that I think about it, kind of surprised that he wasn't banned earlier. I don't know how popular he is, to be entirely honest, in a draft scenario, although he seems to be quite popular still in the rest of the game, which is cool. Lucio has been banned because we see the opposing team does not have a healer yet. I don't know if Lucio was the strongest healer for them to choose. They're probably still good to choose a healer. You don't really draft and not choose a healer unless your team has no coordination and someone's like, I don't play healers, I'm sorry. So they're probably going to last pick a healer unless that player just goes, I can't play healers, I'm sorry, and then they just don't get one. And that happens sometimes, and those teams still sometimes win. You can actually play a non-healer team against a team with a healer and win sometimes because you just have more damage output than they do, right? You can make up for that loss of healing by just killing them all.
Yeah.
We can see that our team so far is quite survivable at the moment. We've got Lunara, who can keep out of combat. We have Butcher, who can heal himself in combat. And we have Leoric, who is a tank in his own right, as well as Azmodan, who just has a lot of health. Now, we don't have a capital T tank on our team. I'm pretty sure Leoric is considered a bruiser. I don't really care about that because,
it's just a label.
I find that. Bruisers and tanks are not completely interchangeable, but honestly, the rule system is mostly just a helpful means of categorization. You really have to think of them as hero-by-hero basis anyway. Some bruisers I would not want to play solo on it in a game, but in this situation, I think that will be fine. On the opposing team, we see that they have both a tank and a bruiser. Diablo is their tank, Zul is their bruiser, but Zul is probably more of a response to Azmodan, as Zul is a strong pushing character. But also, to finish up, they chose Rhaegar as their healer. There's a few different options for what Rhaegar might be doing on the team. Generally speaking, he is good at situations where the team is grouped up because his main heal is a heal that bounces to nearby targets. Think about Chain Lightning, except it's a heal. It's called, I think, Healing Wave. I will be taking, once again, Consume Vitality. I think I should be able to get multiple targets hit based on their team composition and the fact that they're encouraged to group up for the purposes of Rhaegar's heals. You just throw a bomb? You just throw something?
I was just testing my range, and I actually...
We can see that Lunara is giving us a little bit of vision with her Wisp, and we see that Valera is at the bottom here. We hit her, and she has to run away, which is good. Diablo has started engaging. I'm going to get a little bit of heal off those. Very good. I'm about to get stunned. I could get out of this if I wanted to by using my E. I don't really care too much, so I'm not going to bother. Right now, I have my arm on Rhaegar. Ooh, I did not manage to do that properly. Brightwing has healed me. Very good. Thank you, Brightwing. And I now have this on them. I'm going to pull up top, I think. So I'm going to tell people to be a little bit careful because I left. And we can see Brightwing is calling for retreat to hopefully allow for them to do this. Now we see there's a good amount of minions up top here for the purposes of dunks. If you happen to have the range, I don't think you do on this map. It's a little bit long.
Right where I was, so I took those.
That's great too. Just feel like I might as well point them out because it's
totally.
It's very difficult to keep eyes on all lanes at once. See, Valeera is trying to engage with me. She has used the silence engage, which is a big deal. If your opponent has a means of escape, like a tracer, throw that down on her, and it's basically as good as a stun because she's so reliant on her teleports. But in the situation of Leoric, not as much of a big deal. I do need my abilities to heal, so it does make sense that you'd want to do so, but I also have a decent amount of health to begin with. And really, I want to delay the use of some of my abilities so that I can capitalize on lost health, because I can't heal if I haven't lost health, so I want to make sure that I'm getting as much value as possible out of my talents, or abilities, whatever they're called. I'll be taking the non-heroic damage again. It's probably not very good on this map. Speaking of which, you are actually an amazing choice on this map if we were really doing some like meta picks. I don't know if it's meta or not, but like some map-informed picks in the draft. Because if we can get a curse, you can effectively get free. We can effectively get some free stacks because all of the opposing minions have 1 health during a curse. I'll be on my way down here. We do have Mercs pushing top. I don't know if you have long enough range to poke at them. It probably won't be enough, but if you did, that might be cool.
Let's see. Maybe I do. Where's my line? Yeah, it's gonna be a while.
All right, don't bother with that. It's gonna be an issue, but this fight down here is more important. See that I'm probably gonna get picked up. We see Valeera is trying to actually go in on the what's it? And we know that they're standing in that bush, so we need to make sure, if you want, you can just dunk that bush. You know they're there. Boom. I'm going to throw down my heal on Diablo to do some percentage-based damage as Valeera comes in and tries to destroy our back line. She succeeds even, which is bad. I'm pulling back. As they chase. Okay. I don't have any time on my well. I'm going to just stand next to Brightwing and let her heal me. Make sure I jump into this bush to get a little bit extra and pull back. See, Butcher is clearing the top mercenaries, which is very good. As they start to push bottom lane based off of just the fact that there's already a bunch of heroes there. So they're like, well, might as well push bottom. Which is usually a pretty solid pick. I'm going to head down there because Brightwing needs to be relieved. She really should not be in that lane. She should be with other heroes. And we can see that Butcher is asking for assistance taking a mercenary camp. If you want to help him, you're probably pretty good at that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
More Butcher is there. Yeah, you see that. I'm intentionally tanking some damage from Li Ming so that Brightwing does not take any damage. And we can see another 20 seconds on the whatchamacallit? The thing.
Hey, we got Valeera.
I'm going to take the extended range again. It's going well for me. I'm hurting back so I can get to the curse quite quickly. We can also see that the enemy team knows that Butcher has gone down there because they have the vision granted by that thing. Well, we need to pull back, make sure we can bottleneck them as best as possible here. And with your range, we can interrupt even if we have the fight take place back here. Okay. Okay. Right now, I'm just trying to poke these guys. It's not super working super well. The fight is very scattered. We can see there's a fight happening down there and a fight happening over here. And therefore, we're very split, and it's not actually accomplishing too much. I'm going to stand still, I think. Let this happen. And then escape. I do still have my well, so theoretically I could heal up and get back in there, but it looks like they're probably going to get it unless we can keep poking before that is an option.
Darn. Just a few seconds too late.
All right, so they are at 2 out of 3. The next one we have to make sure we're actually getting. If we can get as much of a level as possible in that time, that would be good. We can see bottom, we have Mercs pushing because Butcher grabbed them earlier. If we can have either people in lane to capitalize on the experience gained, or we can have you getting the stacks from everything piling up, that would probably pay off quite nicely. You can see that Valera is invisible and is about to engage. She did. And boom, got a heal from Brightwing. This fight is not really over anything useful. We can also see that occasionally a healing ward is being dropped. That is a talent from Rhaegar, I believe.
Or face my curse. The choice is simple.
Which can be killed. If it does not get killed, it does percentage-based healing to anyone within it. Well, on the opposing team, that is.
Loyalty is its own reward.
15 seconds before the thing, but we don't actually want to necessarily go down there because we need to make sure we're going to actually win the fight. If we just rush in, we just die. So, we want to group up as best we can. See if you can dunk on them. That would be great.
It's too, sorry.
And we're cursed. Now we're fighting over nothing, and we just want to retreating. See, Lunara's been lifted by Diablo, setting it up for the kill. Could have potentially gotten that Zool, but I think Valera is engaging very far. We can't hide under our towers because they're dead. Or not dead, but they're deactivated.
But they're cursed, yeah.
Yeah. Alright. I'm about to come back, so we need to be prepared for that. And throw down one of these to disrupt the enemy team's movements. Curse is about to end. If you can get all of the kills there, that would be great. See the top lane when I pinged? Try and get those. They all piled up, so you have a very good potential of actually getting a huge bump from that, unless they all died from the fort by the time you got there. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess they've got. I need to like get better time with cooldowns with
Sure.
But there we go. Got a bunch.
Okay. They're going for the boss. If our team is going for the boss, we have to support them, or they just end up dying for no benefit. So we should, even if it is not a good idea.
That boss.
Now, Leoric is an interesting tank in that most of his tanks comes from trading with other heroes. If he has no enemies to engage with, he actually is not that good of a tank. You are potentially a better tank in this scenario than I am because we both get our tanking from our health. So I need to trade with somebody, and Brightwing is not who we want to trade with. Get on point if you can, like just walk on. Yeah, right there. Yeah, that's the spot. Because we want to make sure someone's actually staying on point when it dies, or it does not count. And you got it. Good job.
Nice.
Right, because if you stick to your range, you'd end up just like beating the boss, and then we would die anyway.
Yeah.
Because someone else would have grabbed it. So we're gonna see what we can do. We're not gonna be able to do much here. I'm gonna do escape. So do not engage. See, bottom is being pushed really hard by Li Ming and someone else. I don't know who it is. Why does it feel like we are never 5? Because of the way this map has its lanes all twisty-turny. So we have been on either sides of certain objectives whenever it's come up. That's the why. Yeah, the jungle is just really twisty.
Shall we see who gathers enough tribute this time?
Okay, so
I will take the reduced drain hope cooldown. Look at me on my charger. Ah, looks great. See, Butcher is trying to solo this Rhaegar, which I did not need to use my ult to kill, but if he is dead for the tribute, that's going to be really good advantage for us. So, we know that going into this fight, they are down 2 heroes, and we have a good potential to actually grab this. I'm going to run up and try and interpose myself, so someone else should be grabbing the actual thing. If you want to grab it, that's great. Yeah. Diablo's coming in from behind. We should be able to take him out relatively quickly as long as we don't get stunned. And now you've gone down. Yep. I'm going to throw down another one of these Drain Hopes. We can see that Valera has become stealth and ran away. She's going to get jumped on probably. Yes, there we go. There it is. Giving them time to come back to life and stuff. And that gives us 1 of 3 curses.
Yeah. For tributes or whatever, yeah.
Tributes for the curse, yeah. See, these in the middle are trying to retreat. Something's going on with Lunara. She gonna die? She's probably just gonna die. So, do I actually want to run in after her? Yeah, looks like actually they gave up. You want me to retreat? Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. Ah, it's a shame I shouldn't use that ult there. You're right, Brightwing. As a healer, it is very important to tell people, stop being dumb. I don't want to heal you out of that situation that you shouldn't have got yourself in the first place.
Don't make a bad situation worse, basically.
Yes. I have played lots of games on Mike with other friends, and they've said, like, hey, don't go up so far. I'm not made of mana here, right? Like, I don't need to spend my mana healing you right now if I don't need to. I don't know if they're still standing in this bush or not. Looks like they aren't. And I'm going to come up towards where you all are. I'm going to be taking Crushing Hope as my talent. You can see the top lane has a decent pile-up of minions. And that they have gotten a thing.
Loyalty is its own reward.
Love that you're jumping in on me. That's so good. Don't know why you're doing it, but alright.
I grow tired of your petty squabbling. Gather tribute. Earn my favor.
And when I say those minions have all piled up, what I really mean is, like, they're probably a juicy snack for you, not a thing where...
Not a problem.
You should be leading in hero damage. You're literally the assassin. What are you talking about? Okay, whatever.
Oh, am I?
Sorry, I'm talking with chat. I'm talking with chat. Don't.
Yeah.
Butcher was saying he shouldn't be leading in hero damage, even though he is one of the best assassins in the game, like statistically. I'm heading back for a little bit of a heal. It is possible that hearthing back would have actually been more, would have been faster, but I felt like I was right here, so I didn't bother. Okay, we are grouped up. We can probably get a team wipe here if we really wanted to. Is that worth going in for? Maybe, maybe not. Hard to say. We see that our Butcher has decided to charge in. We're going to throw down this. Ooh, that was bad. Ooh, my bad. See, Valera is trying to get in on everyone. Fun thing that I can do with my Drain Hope grabby arm thing is I can connect to her even though she is invisible. Sometimes she has the effect of becoming unrevealable, where even though she takes damage, she does not get revealed and lose stealth. So when you have the grabby arm, it still shows a sort of a pinpoint of whether or not there is a person there. If you want to dunk up here where I am, that might be good for you.
Oh, nice.
There's only 4 of them now. There was more earlier, but whatever.
Yeah, well, I got one.
Yeah, didn't 3 out of that? Looks like 3. Okay. Maybe they died right before it landed. I don't know. See, Lunara is trying to take those mercenaries, which is pretty cool. I'll see if I can get the eye, which is the watchtower here. If you can knock down the top fort, that might be useful. I don't know if you have the range for that or not, or the damage. But something to think about without having, and it's just you can do stuff like that without overextending, which is nice.
I don't think I can do it without overextending.
Yeah,
someday.
because our fort is also down. Yeah. All right, mercenaries are coming down the middle. You see that the enemy team is only 1 level ahead of us, and they're not even a full level. I'm gonna see if we can clear these mercenaries. Right wing is pinging for assistance, which is probably a good idea. I think that we need to get rid of these mercs, but can't do anything about that.
I could probably do it right now.
They'll certainly miss that fort.
Nice. Okay, they are doing the bottom boss, which is why they let us have this, which is dangerous. Brewing is suggesting we defend because they're going to come for it. Very smart. I missed with my arm because I wasn't really paying super attention. That's legitimately just on me. And I'm dead. Alright.
Darn.
Yep. So I'm throwing on a bit of a slow, but it's not going to be enough.
None of that was happening.
Gather tribute or face my curse.
You're right.
The choice is simple.
It wasn't just Zul. It was like the whole team.
Mm-hmm.
Your core has come under attack.
So we have 2 bosses coming down on us, one after the other. And we're going to be cursed in a matter of about 15 seconds.
Yeah.
So this is probably GG.
Yeah.
And what a G it was.
Unacceptable. You shall know my curse.
But we may be able to repel it still.
You may choose a talent.
I'm going to be taking Buried Alive for the silence. I did not manage to avoid that damage, which is a shame. Throw down this.
Enemy slain.
That one's dead. Alright, next we need to actually be focusing on the boss, or he will just kill it on his own. (14, 10, 8, 6, 5, 0).
Yeah, there we go.
GG.
Defeat.
Alright.
Alright.
So, let's see. We can see actually very comparative numbers on both teams, except for kills and deaths. Most of which we can see are coming from Butcher, who is the one who complained the most, as it were. Then again, you cannot always say, well, that guy died a bunch, therefore they were doing poorly. A lot of times that has to end up doing stuff because, it is an expectation of what is the right play and not cohesion with the rest of the team. Puts you in a situation where you would die when otherwise you were actually playing quite well. I remember watching a streamer back in the day who would talk about how, yes, you, my audience, who is listening to me right now, you probably know some high-level strategies because I talk about them on my stream. You shouldn't be using them because they're not going to mesh with the rest of your team. You need to use different strategies depending on what rank you're in, which is wild, but that's just kind of how it works.
Yeah, it's also like in card games, how at certain levels of like ladder, different decks will do better because different decks are popular.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And it's not even like meta things, it's just like this concept doesn't land as well if the team can't capitalize on the setup, right? So Butcher is this assassin who wants to jump in, do a lot of damage, and survive through the damage that he's taking because of his own heal. And if your team is not there to heal for him or keep him alive enough that his heal comes through, he just ends up dying. He just jumps in and dies and jumps in and dies. You see this also with Illidan. You see this also with Genji. those are heroes that are like really scary to play the healer for because you know they're going to make these really brash decisions, which might actually be the right decision, but it's really hard to say.
Yeah, the scary decisions.
Yeah. So you want to go draft again, or do you want to? What do you want to do?
Let's do a quick match with the setup.
Cool. Cacao.
Just, if only because like the queue seems a lot less.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like when we were waiting, like it was kind of like the sunk cost thing of like, well, if we stop now, all our time was a waste. But like, that's
Totally.
not here. Yeah.
What is this backing music? Nice. Does it just cycle through all the different like menu musics that it's like used over the years? Every once in a while, when they like release a new hero or they have a new event, they have like different menu music, and I wonder if it's currently just like randomizing through it. This makes me think of Lucio's entry music. They did like a remix of like his actual like the one song they made for him, and like I guess it's for an Overwatch. I don't know if it actually plays or not.
It's funny, I mentioned before, I've only played WoW like I don't know, like for a month, I guess, or but I totally recognize like when they did the this is when you go into Stormwind and here's like the music they do.
Oh, that's funny.
Like,
Yeah. Is that in this game?
Yeah, that's in this game, or maybe Ironforge, or one of the like big one of the Alliance like hometowns.
Huh. Is it just like in the menu somewhere, or was it like on
it's in the it's in the menu, like when you are waiting for your match.
Nice, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right, we are once again playing on Cursed Hollow. I am playing Leoric. We have Azmodan, and as our assassin, we have Cassia and Illidan. Cassia is weird, and I don't know much about her because she had a recent rework, and I didn't read about it because I wasn't playing for that month or two due to computer issues. Illidan, though, is one of those really, really aggressive dive heroes who can heal themselves on auto attacks, not nearly as much as Butcher because of the way Butcher uses up one of his actual like abilities to do so, whereas Illidan is just like a passive heal. It's a whole whatever. He has more like sustained healing, whereas Butcher has like bursty healing, if that makes sense. I will be taking, I think I'm going to take, okay, what do we have on the team? We don't really have a full tank, once again. The opposing team also doesn't have a full tank. They have Artanis. Artanis is also a very good giant killer bruiser, so we're going to have an interesting trading situation. And the opposing team has a Butcher, an Oriole, a Chromie, and a Greymane. Greymane's kind of complicated. Chromie is one of the longest range assassins in the game. I need to take an ability. I'm going to take Guilty Unto Death. I haven't used it yet tonight, and I really like that one, so I'm going to take it. And that's it. We can see all that sand being thrown around is our Chromie. Something to watch out for her. Well, the Chromie in the game. Something to watch out for Chromie is that she is unstuck in time, and therefore, not really therefore, she gets her talent 2 levels earlier than usual.
Oh, wow.
So, she will be using her ultimate at level 8, so be aware.
Good to know.
Yes. Her ultimates are either a big AoE of slowing sand, which she can basically just channel in one place forever. I think it drains mana over time, but it's like cheap enough that you can sort of keep it up. It just means you're not really generating mana effectively. And we need that someone is going down bottom. I think I will do so unless you want to.
Yeah, I will stay in mid-range, middle town.
Cool.
I don't know.
Having people to help set you up is good. So the more people there are in lane with you, probably the more benefits you're going to be able to get from that.
Yeah.
You are not the squishiest hero, so having a Morales following you around is not super, super necessary, but it is a thing you can do. I'm going to be just doing some pushing. I was wondering if I could get away with just like doing a full push game, but I don't think I really can because we don't have a full tank. But they also have their tank in bottom lane, so as long as I'm bouncing with him and not, not helping the team while the opposing team has help from their tank, it should be fine. I'm going to get a little bit of heal off of this.
Treason must be punished.
Choose a talent.
And I have pushed up the lane quite considerably far, so I'm going to slip back into mid to help out before my minion wave becomes endangered again and needs to be dealt with. I will be taking the additional range on my swing this time instead of the bonus damage to minions. It actually combos really well with the talent I was taking previously and didn't take this time, so maybe that was a poor choice.
Your service will be rewarded.
Synergy. Alright, we see that Arcasia has taken mercenaries for us, and someone on the opposing team has taken mercenaries for them. I'm going to move up here for the purposes of blocking anything going on. We see they have 3 opposing team members dealing some damage over there. And you're being jumped on by the Chromie.
First blood.
Chromie's
Oh,
skill
first
shot.
level at this point.
Stop us.
Man, look at that. Everyone's been super careful, I guess. Alright, and throw that down. We should be able to get our Greymane killed, but that is not going to happen. And I'm taking a lot of damage in the process, so I'm pulling back. I'm going to grab my well, and we will re-engage. If you can... Oh, I'm dead. Never mind.
Pick yourself up and
If you can do a dunk, you can maybe interrupt, but otherwise they're going to get the curse. I missed with my spooky arm, and that's going to slow down my regeneration, my respawning. But Cookie MIA.
Can find me.
I don't know what that means. Oh, I see. They are talking to each other via their in-game names, as opposed to something else, like character names. Doing what I can, trying to not die, and I'm dead.
carry
Crap.
on. Choose a talent, friend.
Well, not a great start for me. I am going to be taking increased range. And we see that the next objective is coming up shortly. I will be on my way there as soon as this wave is cleared. And once again, we see that they are pushing mercs down middle lane, so we might want to have to deal with those. Or they'll get some good pushing done while we're trying to fight over the tribute. Our team is very scattered right now, and we can see that you are basically stuck there forever because that slow is massive. So, be aware, and all that good stuff. Okay. See if we can clear someone out here. We see that Greymane just barely got away as our Illidan tries to kill our Oriole. At the opposing team's Oriole, sorry. Did our healer die? Yes, she did. We are not healing for her very well, and that is partially because we do not have an actual tank on the team, and I'm not doing a great job at filling that role properly. If you were reading chat earlier, you might have noticed that Illidan literally said, hey, we'll peel for you next time, and then dove in and didn't actually assist in that task. Not that that's really his job, but, you know. I'm now going to respawn just a little bit too late, and probably get jumped on and die. Our Illidan is suggesting that if we can give him the curse, we might be able to actually get a little bit extra pushing done instead of trying to. So, okay, that is not exactly what they meant, Morales.
This is the price of
But
betrayal.
that is fine.
Loyalty is its own reward.
Shall we see who gathers enough tribute this time?
Okay. We are very close to getting that 10. If you could get it, that would be excellent.
I get what?
Hit level 10 and you did it, so it's great.
Oh, yeah.
I am going to be taking Entomb, see if we can isolate some people, such as this Oriole, and get some non-full-on teamfight kills. We see that they have already previously set up some defenses. Chromie is one of the squishiest heroes in the game. We should be going after her if possible, but she's also decently able to get out of situations. I don't know exactly where you are, and that did not... Come on, go away. Dang it, I messed that up. Well, I didn't super mess it up. They got through it, and I wasn't able to cancel the situation fast enough, which is bad. I should be switching targets to Chromie, so I'm going to do that. It looks like I'm going to die, though, so, yeah.
That was a battle.
Oh, yeah, we haven't talked about your ults.
Oh, dunk.
That was a dunk. Okay, so we see that I'm the only dead hero on our team. We have potential to still win this curse. If you want to try and grab that, that might be nice.
Yeah, so, no, yeah, I was going to go somewhere else, but yeah.
Well, get the objective first.
Yeah. Hey, we didn't get cursed this time.
Cool. To clear these mercenaries at the bottom. And we see that our team is trying to take down that fort over in the bottom. Illidan might die in the process if he's not careful, but it looks like he's going to be fine. Butcher is pushing top. Yep, that's it. So yeah, your ults. What have you been taking the same one every time, or what have you been doing?
I took the Amok Evasion, which I would have preferred to take the other one, but it was one with a hard next to it, and I kind of mindlessly clicked it.
Okay, Chromie was out of position, and we were able to kill her. And now Cassie is suggesting that we should take boss, which is probably a good idea. Now, there is a tribute up, so if we go for boss, we're not going for tribute, and therefore we're going to straight up, we know we'll be... Actually, yeah, we know we'll be cursed if we do this. So, I don't think this is the best plan. If you can, I don't know if your cooldown allows it, but if you can poke the curse without actually getting in a situation where you're in danger, that would be great, because we need time to get up there. So just wait till they're almost done, time your things, and try and land it.
Yeah, I can try it.
Yeah. All right, we're on our way. And duck now. Beautiful timing. Dang, I didn't get there fast enough. And I'm going to die. Okay, I'm separating out two of their heavy hitters. I should have used my W to try, not my W, my Q, to try to interrupt instead of trying to use an auto attack to interrupt the curse, but I didn't. So now here we are. See if we can get some dunks with these piling up minions.
We've just lost a fort.
And we see bosses pushing bottom. I will be taking Unyielding Despair once again, because it's fun and I like it. We could go for boss. I don't think that's a good idea right now. Just all of their heroes are up. Although they are distracted by boss, but also we have to defend so that they don't get much benefit out of the thing.
Curse.
The curse, yes. I will help Morales get these bruisers, though, because they are pretty minor.
And so the curse ends. Perhaps now you...
Are you fighting those guys? Do you need help there?
I thought this was the one we were going for.
Those are bruisers. I said the wrong name. Yeah, that's it. Cassia, since you're in the area, can you take a look to see if they are doing that boss camp? Looks like the answer is yes. It's at half hit points, which is enough that we could actually still get in and team fight and stuff. We want to make sure we're going in on a reasonable altogether direction, wherever that happens to be. Did they leave? They've abandoned the point. Let's not bother them. We can see that the health regenerates once the boss has been leashed. Okay, great. If you want to deal with those bottom mercs, you can. If you want someone else to, I will.
I can at least, yeah, I'll put like a...
Are they doing the boss again now that we have left? That is possible, but unlikely. We can, though, try and jump in on that Chromie. Which seems to be what the primary intent of the team is. I'm going to run in and try and slow those people down. I'm going to throw down my hold, I think, to mitigate where they're able to move. And we had a pretty good team fight over here. We should pull back because we are in behind enemy lines and we'll be being attacked by forts. Otherwise, pretty good. Got 2 good kills. I don't think anyone died in our team. Morales is putting in the work. Okay. Now, actually would be a decent time to do the boss, so I think we're going to head off and do that. If you want to keep lane presence, that's probably good. Don't get jumped on because the full force of their team can come up without any backup. No, they're up here. If you want to come over, that might be helpful. I don't know if we're going to actually... We're probably just going to retreat, so it doesn't really matter. But if they do decide to jump on us, it would be nice to have an extra body. Tribute is spawning at the bottom. Let's just go do that probably. Okay. So, pretty good cohesion. We're sticking together as a group. We see that some of us are trying to clear mid, which is probably fine. I'm going to grab this eye and probably get killed in the process, so that's always fun. I say as I abandon that immediately. I'm going to grab here for the vision, and we see that they are going in for the actual attempt. Illidan has engaged on the Butcher. I'm going to drop this as a means of preventing more from incoming and escape from those who are already here. And Chromie is being an issue as a means of interrupt. Chromie and Azmodan have very similar designs in as much that they both can do these really long-range hits. But Chromie is designed way more for the actual like damage. Ooh, I missed with my creepy hand, which is bad. Doing a lot of clicking. If you want to, you can maybe try and keep channeling. Keep channeling.
Yeah.
And let's go. Run.
We are victorious.
Everybody dab at us. Make sure I don't get hit by that prism. Whew, that was close. Alright. This is the point where I should be mounting, but I wanted to make sure I didn't stand still while people were still that close behind me. Alright, now, we have all died, which means there is a decent chance that they are going to try and go for boss, but we can see on the minimap at least 3 of them, so they probably are not. Let's do these while they're there. Help me with these.
Death to all traitors.
Alright.
Your counsel sways me.
Alright, so they're suggesting boss, which might mean they're suggesting we should be wary of boss and not actually to go for it. We see some people in the area are able to get vision and identify that the boss is not being attacked currently, which is good. We have the potential for pretty good vision over here. I'm going to try and scout out the area and make sure there's no one hiding in any bushes. And also clear the way because, I don't know, we got 10 seconds. I don't want to waste that time. Looks like they are actually going for the boss, which is not something I would recommend. And hopefully they won't die without our help. In fact, I will die. So I'm pulling back as quickly as I can. Ooh. Alright. If you want to try and do that poke thing again, that might be nice. I have to leave. Now, of course, based on your cooldowns, you probably can't actually do that consistently, but...
They probably, like, I don't know, it seems like something they would design for, not just being able to do.
Well, you might have to very, very perfectly time it, because if you hit them when they start channeling, you're not going to have enough time. If you hit them right at like, the end every time, you might be able to. I don't know. Maybe that doesn't even make any sense if I think about timing. Anyway, that is 1 curse tribute instead of 2 or 3, so not a big deal.
Yeah.
And the team is probably correct about being very fast in doing this. I'm unfortunately not on my mount, and the next tribute is spawning. Meaning that. So they know we're here. I'm going to pull back so I can hold them off if anyone does try and come and interfere with this. Which is exactly what they've done. Throwing down a wall so they can't come in. Try and finish it off. I'm dead. But we got the boss. That went well. I think. I feel very good about that strategy of the, like, I'm just going to stay back here. I'm going to use my wall to prevent people. And the tribute is ready to be collected. So let's do that.
Oh, Nice Ariel.
Choose a talent.
Ariel do something good?
Take down.
No, Ariel got killed.
Got killed. Getting killed, great. All right.
Yeah.
For us.
You have won my favor.
All right, and this could easily push to win.
Your enemies know my wrath.
Worth pointing out that a good curse can let you get some nice stacks on your quest. Your quest is currently at 178, so
Yeah, I could use some stacks.
a little behind from previous compared to previous games. I think, although I'm not sure how long the game's been. 17 minutes. Yeah, probably a bit behind. I'm about to resurrect, and I'm here to do some damage. I'm being attacked by a butcher. Probably going to kill me.
The light does not abandon.
21, 15, 9, 3, 0%.
Yeah.
GG.
Nice.
Pew,
Pew pew. GG.
Good job, Cassia. Alright. See, Cassia with both highest siege damage and highest hero damage in the game. Actually in the game, not just on our team. Yeah, good job. We also see not more than twice, just under twice as much healing from our Morales, which really helps. And you can see that self-healing from Illidan, like, yeah, that's his auto. He heals when he auto attacks. As long as you can like keep him alive, so that he has time to do the auto attacks, he can just be a beast. Which he's not a tank. He will die if he doesn't get the 40 needs, but he can replenish his health very rapidly. Stiff shoulder. What is that? Very good. All right. Rawr. What did I even name the stream? I don't remember. Diablo boss energy, Leoric and Azmodan. Yeah, perfect. Great. Good name.
Also, like, I don't know. I feel like our team communicated better than like in normal quick match games.
Yeah, people were a lot more willing to get on board with other ideas. I do believe that 2 of the people on the team were also in a party, not just us.
Yeah.
Which I think helps. I could be wrong. There might have been maybe all 3 on the other opposing, or not the opposing, but the rest of the group might have also been all together. Because I did notice some of them talking, but they weren't talking like on chat like us, probably because they were talking in the actual text chat. So
yeah,
seems likely.
Yeah.
All right, I have one more game for a quest. So if you're willing.
What's my quest? I'm all done with all my quests.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And I think I'm probably gonna call it after this match.
Yeah, sure.
I think that
Let's do another Azmodan is enjoyable.
I have no idea if there's actually like synergy between these heroes or not, but I think it's very fun.
Yeah.
Who are all the Diablo bosses in the game? There is Diablo himself. There's
But this
Mephisto.
Yeah.
There's Azmodan. There's Leoric. Butcher. I think that might be all of them. We don't have Baal. We don't have Belial. We don't have Andariel. I don't know why they put Andariel in. Andariel is one of those bosses that it's the boss I think of most when I think of Diablo bosses, because the way I played Diablo 2 was basically just constantly running her dungeon over and over again, because she's like the end boss of Act 1, and I didn't actually get that far in the game. Wasn't super great or super committed to the actual stuff. Getting to her boss is very, very fast. It's the first Act 1 boss. So once you get there, you can just go look for other people going, hey, who wants to do an Andy run? And you go, yeah, sure. And you jump on in. You go and you do that one boss run. And if I was further in the game, then I probably would choose a different boss to do a run of. But since I wasn't and needed to do all the steps preceding the boss, that was my experience. So not that she's like important, it's just that she's early. So all right, we are. That was weird. We're playing on Garden of Terror with Leoric and Azmodan. Alongside us is Li Ming as our assassin, Anubrak as our tank, and Bruiser as another, not Bruiser, Zool as another Bruiser. There we go. Did it. Or Brawler. I don't know what the official term is. Because people used the term prior to it being an actual role in the game. People made the distinction between a tank and a Bruiser before it was an official role. And I don't remember if the term was Bruiser or Brawler. I feel it was interchangeable before it was set in stone. On the opposing team, we have Nova, a stealth assassin, Valera, a stealth assassin, Kerrigan, an assassin, Stitches, a tank, and Vala, an assassin. None of them are super spell damage based. That's not entirely true. Valera isn't a mage in the narrative sense, but she does do most of her damage via abilities.
Oh yeah, that's actually a question I had.
It's also true for Nova.
So all the abilities do magic damage no matter what's narrative.
There is maybe one or two abilities that specifically call it that they do physical damage, but otherwise, yes. I believe even Gazlo's turrets do magic damage, but I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure all summons do magic damage, even if it was the summons auto attack.
Yeah. Very cool.
So when we talk about physical damage and spell damage or magic damage, we're referring to the auto attacks versus the activated abilities. Predominantly. I believe the only physical damage doing ability that I can personally think of is Maev's, who you probably haven't seen much of because last I played this, she was not very good. I don't know if that's still true.
Are you ready?
So last game I took Fealty unto Death. I did not talk about what it does. It means I get healing passively when minions near me die. It also gives me mana. Leoric doesn't really hurt for mana much, so it's not a big deal, but it's kind of nice. The last game, the reason that ended up working pretty well, I think, is because if you look at where the objectives spawn, they tend to be pretty close to the lanes, and that is close enough for me to get benefit from it. In this map, that is not the case, and I will be taking Consume Vitality instead. I'm going to jump into this bush and stand here. They're likely also in that bush. There's Nova. Now, keep in mind that Nova can make clones of herself. They count as heroes for the purposes of your quest, so you can farm on them, because they are not good at getting out of the way. Kerrigan goes down as first blood. We want to now, we got like our little edge at the beginning of the fight, so we want to start spreading out. Zool is heading top. Someone should head bottom. I could do that. You could do that. Anyone could do that. I don't know.
Yeah, I sent a minion down there to. Yeah.
That's great. Any damage that your minion, any legitimate kills your minion gets, you will get experience for. If they do not actually get a kill, it will simply drop an orb that will then time out before it has a chance to be picked up. So something to think about from the perspective of experience contribution. Or not contribution, but earning. We see that we are a level ahead of the opposing team.
Nice.
And we see that Anubrak is very pushed up. Now, he can sort of get away with that because he has a good, strong disengage. I believe it actually makes him unstoppable, or they changed that. I can't remember if they changed that or not. Right, no, it used to make him invulnerable during his disengage. And they made it so that makes him unstoppable, which was a smart ball on the design of the game, but I miss it dearly as someone who used to play him before that change was made. See, Valera's trying to engage here. She's fighting within the turret and getting, within the tower and getting some damage. I'm going to see if I can get some healing off of Stitches without taking too much damage. And we see that Nova's trying to capitalize on that disengage. I'm going to wait until the actual seed starts spawning before I hearth back, because I can just stand in range. 20 seconds, that's enough time for an hearth. Okay, I will be taking the additional... Ooh, actually, Kneel Peasants is my skeletal swing, deals 100% more damage to minions, mercenaries, and monsters. Monsters is the term that the game uses for any creature that exists for the purpose solely of a objective. So these little shamblers, I believe they call them, are considered monsters. If I wanted to clear them really, really fast, I could take that ability. I will instead be taking the additional range. because now I can hit all of them in one swing very easily. And we see that we have a Nova and a Valier down at the bottom there, trying to get into position for a good kill. Stitches does a pull for an engage. I accidentally used my E. That's bad. And we just start hacking at people. You are taking some serious damage as Kerrigan tries to run at you. Something to know about Kerrigan is that she has a really strong 1-2 punch that she will try to use on you. And if you are not aware of how it works, it's very easy for it to work. If you're not aware of it to work, it will not. Basically, what she will try to do is she will set up one of her AoE attacks that has a slight delay, and one of her AoE attacks that has a slight delay. And what you want to do if you see one or get hit by one, I don't remember exactly how the move works since I do not play her. Run sideways, don't run forward.
There's a Valier here.
She will be planning where you are running to. And we see that, yeah, I don't know if it's Nova or Valier, but someone invisible is Zach in the back there. Good stun. What's his name? Nubarak? That's great. We gotta make sure that no stealth interrupts our Zool, and that should be the first tribute. Let us take these, see if anyone can help me out with them. Look at you two specialists. This will be great. Should clear this out real fast. And then someone should push with them, although it will not be me. It'll probably be Zool, unless... I'm going to go bottom, actually, because Zool seems to not be doing so. Once again, we can see there's sort of a weird composition balance difference between our teams. The enemy team has all assassins and one tank, whereas we have a tank, an assassin, a bruiser, a specialist, and another bruiser. Or two specialists, if you really want to, if you think about it in the old terminology, because Zool was originally a specialist. I will be taking, once again, the extra range on my Drain Hope. We see that the mercenaries have been captured at the top. The mercenaries, yes, the mercenaries have been captured at the top. So those need to be dealt with while the seed is spawning.
That seed is ready for gathering. I suggest you do it now.
And we can see that they are not.
Do you want AoE to add big thing?
Yeah, sure. You'll have reduced damage because this mage is doing spell damage. And we can see that they are in position to start grabbing. So I have been jumped on by their Valier. And so I'll get some healing by draining from her. We see once again something to be aware of, because it sometimes goes with, gets taken for granted, is our team does not actually have a healer. Neither does the opposing team. It's not an imbalance. It's just something to be aware of.
The crusade will carry on.
So, two of our team have died in that team fight, including myself. On the opposing team, no one has died yet, but they're all very low health, and if we do a little bit of poking, we can probably wait for our team to respawn without actually losing the objective. You have been silenced by Valera, but Stitches missed with his hook. I have now respawned. Valera goes down. Nova is being harassed by myself. How are you doing on that side of the border? Not border, you know what I mean. Whatever.
The border between life and death?
Yes. I'm going to break line of sight here, grab this to try and grab the Vala. Vala is going to probably die. I'm pulling back because I'm going to get killed if I don't. And we have enough people in the area that they can probably continue poking for more people to respawn. As such, it is worthwhile me hurting, whereas normally I might die or, not get back before I die, but better to just hearth and heal and come back immediately than to die and wait for my respawn. Alright, that went well. We see that we are not perfectly equal in level, but we're very close. That's so weird. I can't believe the game did that. So these Nexus anomalies I mentioned before are new. They are new additions to the game within the past, 6 months or something. Maybe a year. Zool's dead. Just let him die. Can't stop that. But what's weird is that the lightning one that we are doing this time is in fact revealing our invisible heroes. Would not have expected that, but it is. So that's weird.
Very weird.
And they have, it's weird because they have no control over it. They can't say, no, I don't want the thing, right? So I died before the objective. I should respawn in time for it, so it's not a big deal. But it is still not the best. We see 3 of them down here. Nova, actually, no, that's Nova and a clone. Never mind. Kerrigan and Nova. I'm going to try and set you up for some nice damage. We see down here, we have these folk. Kerrigan is one of those big damage dealers that is worth taking out. I'm going to throw down my my wall, so that she cannot retreat. And we can see if we can get a bit more damage done over here. If you want to land on either some minions or the stitches or whatever. Boom. Get those stacks. Alright, so we have the terrors pushing down the lanes, 1 in each. We can see that they have done a little damage in the middle and the bottom, but their top lane is doing very well uncontested. We should take note of what ults our opposing team has taken. I don't know what to just, or maybe they didn't take it yet, I don't know. It's not showing up on their death timer. Kerrigan has taken a big AoE around her that she sort of channels and is weird. I believe Vala has taken a stun. Nova has taken the triple tap, which we have seen before, where she chooses a target, and then if you are the tank, you can try and run in front of that target so they don't die. Also, if you are targeted by it, you can run in front of a wall or a structure, and it will hit that. I don't know if it goes through allied structures or not, but it doesn't go. Well, allied structures of the caster. I don't know why I said it that way. Pull back, Nubarak. You're going to get jumped on. So I can scare her by revealing her with my cool creepy claw. I remember when the design notes came out for Valera's change, that she has a weird engage ability that they gave her, where when she's stealth, she does like a slight teleport when she uses one of her abilities to engage, which is awesome and really cool. But it also means that if you see her coming, you can hit her and she'll lose the stealth and lose that potential advantage, which is pretty cool. This is probably not real. Oh, no, it was real. Not real anymore, though. Still worth stacks. Alright. I don't think killing it's worth stacks, though, but hitting it is.
Yeah, definitely. But you mean like if you... It's like, oh no, I got a kill.
Is about to sprout, heroes. Be ready for it.
Oh, I'm gonna run sideways. Thank you. Yes, thank you, that healing orb. I appreciate that. I'm going to run down and get the orb from Zul's camp as well. All mercenary camps drop a healing orb when you capture them to help you recover from the damage you might have taken during the camp. So I was able to heal off of the healing orbs because people had just happened to already be doing camps in the area.
Isn't nature splendid? Gather that
So I am behind on talents. I will be taking...
Oh, they're pushing top pretty hard.
They are pushing top really hard. Now we can let them do that, or we can try and counter push. But they are above on experience, so probably... Oh, who is up there getting killed? It is a Nubarak, trying to hold them off until we have time to get in position. So we can see they're not on point, but they're there. We are a little spread out. I'm going to see if I can throw down a nice wall and prevent anything bad from happening. And throw down this so that Kerrigan can't jump in on you. Hopefully you don't need to jump in on her because it's in the way. Very, very good. We can see that right now she's using her ult. She's kind of hard to kill when that's going on. Because I believe, similar to Illidan healing when he does damage, Kerrigan gets shields when she does damage.
Perhaps I'm not the only prodigy here after all.
I'm going to head over here and see if I can do anything about the minions piling up with the mercenaries. I can't actually do any damage, but I can be in position to help. Ooh, actually, do I spawn with the lightning or not? I bet I don't, right? Yeah, I don't. Okay, cool. Interesting. I will be taking Crushing Hope. It's true, I just forgot to mention it. Boop. And that should pull that down. Alrighty. So, as far as minion waves that are capable of being dunked, really only top is in a good position. But we have the next objective going up anyway. It's going to be 20 seconds. And we want to make sure that Nubarak does not get killed because he's very extended right now. Okay, I'm going to take the shots from the triple tap and get a mild heal. See this? I'm going to throw down the stand. That did not work. Turn it off. That was a waste of my ult. It was actively detrimental. But the team fight went quite well, other than Nubarak dying, so we can still capitalize. We see that Nova is around. I think, who else? Valera should exist, but I haven't seen her. Oh, there she is. Found her. And I will be dying if I do not get out. And they clean up the rest of us. If you want, you can use a poke, but it probably won't amount to anything. And they get their first tribute.
Yeah.
Not tribute. Whatever they're called. Seed. I don't know.
Seeds, yeah.
Everything is interchangeable. We can see that I have not actually cheated death for any seconds during this one. The only real way for me to do so is by draining the life out of living people, which I have been in a position to do that. And I just missed. So, yeah. I cheated death for a single second. Huzzah! Which I don't know what's healing me now that I'm looking at this. Have to figure that out. I don't know. Alright, anyway. Not important. Seed is spawning in 13 seconds. We are in a decent position to capitalize on such a thing. There are mercenaries pushing our bottom lane.
There it is. Gather the seed before your enemy does.
See that I believe Valera is in the top section above these mercenaries. We need to pull back so that we can be coordinated. And I'm going to pull back here. Okay, nope, he's dead. Alright. Great. Can I stop Zool from dying? Zool is going to be alright. We're defending over here. Two of us are dead, so we need to be careful about this. I'm going to throw down a wall. I'm going to die if I stand here, so I'm going to leave. Trap. I got shot through a wall. Oh, that's bad. You're dead. Good pull stitches. Can't argue with that. I'm dead. I should be helping because I keep forgetting. You have no off time when you're playing Leoric. People expect you to do something all the time, even when you're dead.
Yeah.
Ugh. All right.
That's the thing, like, Eternal Life sounds good, and everyone expects you to be doing stuff while you're supposed to be dead, so...
I just want to take a break sometimes, alright?
Yeah. Yeah.
We see a lot of mercenaries pushing down our top lane. We also notice that we are 2 levels behind, which is enough to give them. Someone ping Lee. I don't like having on me. I did not realize that they had left the game, so we have had an AI this time. And Zool has been the one who has been having them follow them around. So,
A seed has sprouted.
a seed has sprouted, and they have done a lot of stuff pushing. I'm going to see if I can swap this out. Ah, it was not enough. And now I'm dead. Crap.
Is at my command.
That's right, Zool. The power of death is at your command. You did it.
It shall be done.
One of our forts.
Alright, been forced down. And we can see pretty solid pushing in all lanes. We're about to hit our level 20s, which might help, potentially, if we can coordinate some good counter play. I'm about to respawn, so I want to get to a position where I'm not going to just die instantly. Hoo, almost got stunned as soon as I spawned.
Choose a talent. The enemy has taken a key.
Oh, hey, they were all there.
Oh, yeah. I'll be taking my Buried Alive again.
You have been slain, my friend.
I died.
The enemy is at your core.
Okay.
The enemy's terrors have fallen.
We can see we are taking direct core damage,
How wonderful.
but not
And-
too much.
Oh,
Well,
looking
now
like
that they're
they're
attacking, we
all-
are. Yeah, I was thinking about melee
Yeah.
damage. And conspiracy, they were attacking our heroes. And,
Oh, I
yeah.
think Leaving should be joined.
Oh, nice.
The crusade continues on.
See, Li Ming, this is what you have wrought. We lost the video game. How could you?
Look at that. It shows up and says, wait, what? What just happened? Oops. What did I miss? Alright. Very good. Alright, so I think I will call it there as far as Heroes of the
Yeah, I got
Storm,
stuff I gotta be
Big
doing
Diablo
too,
boss
so-
energy, or whatever I called it. I don't remember. I have been Darcy Bits. With me has been Bertez.
Hey, I got
signing
the
off.
hero portrait from Azmodan.
Oh, nice. Heck yeah. The new heroes after Mastery became not a thing anymore. It was so weird. Because it used to be you would earn the hero portrait and then you would earn the Mastery portrait. And the Mastery portrait would be the Mastery skin for them instead. Like, it was like the picture was of them in their Mastery skin. And then they took that out. So now there's just two portraits of them. Like, so any hero that came in after doesn't have a Mastery skin to model the portrait after. So it's just like, and here's another picture. Here's a different one. They look cooler in this one.
Yeah.
All right. Signing off. Have a good day.